Intro. So I'm going to try a different video type today. My short reviews in PlanetSide seem to be fairly well received, so I've decided to try a few short tactics videos to see if they're of any actual use to people. The first being dynamic entry, because someone said they liked the grapple trick I did, so why not? They may be useful, they may not be, let's find out. The footage is mostly Battlefield Hardline, but the principles apply to PlanetSide and Battlefield 4 as well, and probably most first-person shooters. If you enter a fight with the initiative advantage of enemy targets camping a location people are expected to enter from, such as an elevator or a staircase, you can potentially clean whole buildings as long as you avoid alerting surviving or respawning enemies where you're coming from. This is especially useful if you need to grind kills with a weapon you don't like, such as directives in PlanetSide and unlocks in Battlefield. Suppressed weapons are good for this, though it's not as necessary in PlanetSide in big loud fights, and you can often make do without one if you switch things up quickly enough. Besides, if it's taking a while to cut through enemies, the guys who respawn will come back to the location they think you'll be coming from for a revenge kill, so it's important to refresh anyway. This is especially important if in PlanetSide you're pushing to take out a deployed Sunderer, and in Battlefield since people follow you as a ghost after you kill them, and you need to trick people into thinking you're going one way when you're actually going another, unless you're playing hardcore. In Hardline on the skyscraper map, any group holding one of the buildings generally expects enemies to come from helicopters on the roof, elevators, or staircases, but no one expects people climbing through windows or onto the roof via grapple, considering it's hundreds of feet in the air and is much less obvious than a zipline. You can jump across from one building to another and grab on by holding your forward movement key while facing forward towards the wall the grapple is on, as demonstrated. This tactic also works for going from one floor to another if you're facing staircase warriors where one team controls one floor, another team controls the roof, and they're all camping the stairway. In Battlefield 4, you can C4 a wall and enter through the breach like the Kool-Aid Man, or as a light assault in PlanetSide, check a C4 brick through a window, then enter when enemies are distracted, or drifter jet around to another entry point, or say throw a grenade through one doorway to make it look like that's where your attention is, then enter from a different one. In my opinion, the biggest mistake people make when doing this is once they've cleared the first room, they don't vary up their movement to, say, enter again from another point, or prepare to kill a medic who's coming to revive the mound of corpses they're piling up, and this makes them vulnerable to wiser enemies and respawns. You have signed no contract requiring you to advance in any sort of predictable manner. The more chaotic the better, and nobody expects the Grapple Inquisition. Also, if you duck behind cover during a firefight, sometimes you can trick your opponent into thinking you'll re-emerge at one location, usually the opposite side to where you ducked into cover from, then re-emerge from the same location you entered cover from to get an advantage while he's looking away. Okay, did you benefit from this video, or did it waste 3 minutes of your life? I don't know, here's a cute cat picture. There, now you're fulfilled, go away.